Jolie Gabrielle here. Thank you so much for joining me. Today is day 23 of my consistency challenge with myself. What am I being consistent at? 30 days of being a channel of light and blessings, helping myself and others move out of darkness into light by gaining a strong skill set to deal with those negative emotions in real time. And in the big picture, that would mean being able to let go of many of these triggers that keep us divided and separated. Instead of us being so, I guess, hungry for love and attention, we go off and have these freak offs and we do things that are hurting others. I would like to move us into a place where we have a peace off, a bliss off, to where people are like, I have so much abundance, let me share with you. No strings attached. Come and work on my farm, or, whatever, if that doesn't work for you. Like, there is enough for everybody. There's enough for everybody. And the problem comes in when a select few decide that they want that, to control that. They want to lead that for everyone. We have given our power away to an energy that doesn't serve us. And the only way to take it back is to be present in our bodies. However, our bodies are toxic. We've been raised in a system that has kind of made us not like ourselves in the way that we are, because greed has taken over. So I would rather make you feel bad about yourself so that you buy my product instead of just telling you the truth. And so I sit down and I meditate because I want to leave a legacy, not just for my own family, but maybe like a legacy and a blueprint for those who come after me to follow, so that they can remember who they are and restore their greatness, which is what I am trying to do. I'm not trying. Like one of the greatest icons in our society, Yoda said, no try, do. Okay, I'm doing. And people, I get it. I'm very empathic. So even if I have very few views, because my daughter and my son, they bag on me like, Mom, you know what? You kind of suck. But this is for you guys, my children. This is for me. This is the beginning little pebbles of leaving a legacy of positive energy that hopefully will inspire someone to say, hey, I got this, I can do this. Let me pivot and be positive and spread love and compassion. Because when I speak about the well-worn path a lot, but when I was a part of that, man, I was so confused. My head was spinning, because even though you want to do the right thing, it's very challenging sometimes in that environment to do so, because you're rubbing up against so many different personalities. I mean, we have to think about this critically. We send our children off to a school with people we don't know, with teachers. If we had a choice, would we be around these people? Would we have these people teaching our children? Now, teachers are fantastic. They're on the front lines. I'm not in any way disrespecting that beautiful occupation and purpose that people have. That's amazing. I believe teachers should be some of the highest paid people in our societies, because they have our children in the palm of their hand in their future. But think about it critically. We are forced to do things that maybe not be the best for us and our progeny, our seed, may have not been the best for our ancestors. So there's these years and years of trauma sitting in our cells. And we don't really look at it like that. We just go on about our day and in ignorance. And then we wonder why things are breaking down. So one of the things I'd like for you to know, if you are an empathic person, is that believe what you hear your mind tell you, but do something about it. And not everything needs to be expressed. A lot of things the Spirit brings in for us require investigation and research before we let it out. because it is in our best benefit to know and to speak the truth, because the truth is good with light. Light comes through the truth. It conducts very well together because it's a straight shot. There's nothing blocking it. However, in this 3D realm we're in, things have gone a little bit backwards and reverse and upside down because we have people who are vampiric in nature. And what that means is, I'm going to just make it very clear to you. Imagine yourself as a cup. The top of your head is an opening, and these people are just sticking a straw right in the top, and they're sucking out your life force. And they're doing it through education, their hospitals, their jobs, and all of these things, but they're a necessary part of our system and our survival. But in order to fight back and up level, we have got to know how we operate and how we work. Just right here, and it's not a selfish thing, because once you understand your makeup, you can get out of your own way then. You have the confidence, the self-esteem, the worthiness, and all of the spiritual qualities that are necessary to then go out there and help others shine and help others move their life forward. I've always wanted to do that. And in the jobs that I had, I wanted to do that. But at the time, I didn't know how. I was not in my power. I didn't know how to be present because the system, I had allowed it to abuse me. My perception. We go into such low vibrations oftentimes. And okay, story time. I was not on Twitter, but I went to Twitter and I refused to call it 10 or X or whatever. It's Twitter as far as I know. But I stayed off of it because I felt like it was a cesspool. Every time I go on it, people are at war with one another. And even its owner has just recently tweeted, Twitter is both a social media company and a crime scene. Okay, and this person has a lot of power. They have a lot of power. And this is ha ha ha, he, ha ha. I'm laughing at you, fools. Yeah, keep eating each other up on Twitter. Keep having race wars on Twitter. You know, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Keep talking about freak-offs on Twitter, because not realizing that these things are still feeding the beast, still feeding the negative energy. And yes, I engage. I am no different from anyone else. The gossip and salaciousness is got to lead to something positive, period. And if not, then why engage in it? Some of this gossip revealed the truth, which has now made cracks in the dam, and maybe the light can get in, and now we can take our power back because the music is now pure. It's now being, the energy being put into the music is something of a high vibration and frequency. Now that music is already out there, but for some reason, it's not on our radios. It's not easily as accessible as, let's say, the music that has the subliminal messaging that, quite frankly, have been proven to be demonic. But yes, I do too listen to some of these things, right? It's just truth. So you live in a society where you want to be on the cutting edge. You want to be a part of this culture and belong and be able to have these conversations and speak to contemporary matters. But yet and still, contemporary matters are feeding you nonsense, dreck, and garbage. But yet you can't opt out, at least not quite yet. So what do you do in the meantime to make sure that as an empath, or even just as a normal person, that you keep your energy clean, that you stay energized? Now there's minerals, vitamins, exercise, there's things outside of us that can help the physical body. But what about the soul and the spirit? We have churches, and they're very amazing. Like, energy is energy, and positive energy has a frequency and a vibration. We talk about this. I'm extremely repetitive because it's simple, but positive energy and upliftment has an energy and a vibration and that we want to seek out, right? So even, it doesn't matter, shul, temple, mosque, church, school, all of them have something to offer when they are, channels of light, as I like to say, when they're bringing in the goodness and they want people to thrive. Like, why don't we want people to thrive? That was one of the things that I had to ask myself. What the F is wrong with you? You know what I mean? That you're the type of person that would want to, like, somebody trips and you think it's cute or funny. That's not cute or funny. That person could have hurt themselves. Why are you not running over there to help them? What kind of society do we live in now where we are watching and pointing and laughing at people who are falling down and hurting themselves? I don't want to be a part of that anymore. And that's why I've come out of the shadows, because it hurts. It doesn't feel good, the struggle, to watch others struggle, to have that struggle. And we think about, okay, let's go back to basics here. We have Dr. Gregg Braden and thousands of others. But I saw him, so I'm going to mention him. I'm going to go back to my notes. I am a college student, so we're going to go back to, I'm a student. I love school. I love learning. I don't know about school. I think that's a mind control experiment. But anyway, Gregg Braden said something, there's something, 50 trillion cells in our bodies, and in each cell is 100 million atoms. And all these atoms are malleable, and then they collapse back into the field, and then they come back out, and they collapse back in, and they come back out. So there's this feedback loop that's happening with your cells. And they know this. All the people that are doing all this cloning and all this CERN and, all the things that we look at and go, we go, oh, the Mandela effect. What are they doing? I remember this. I remember that. Do we believe that? Maybe I should detach from that. So it's time to really get clear, because I cannot do crap about CERN. I can't do anything about that. But maybe, just maybe, if I clean myself out, I become a channel of light and blessings, and I focus and I concentrate over there, and I bring white light and I bring gold light. And every day I work on these principles, and I bring these principles into the world, to other people, to my environment. Somebody was doing, a gang of people were working on a spiritual level to have what was revealed in the music industry just revealed. That took place on a spiritual level first, before it was even revealed. Trust me, there are people who are constantly working spiritually, whether it be witchcraft, prayer. I heard there is some type of reading of the Torah that just 24/7, somebody never stops. These great books of wisdom and knowledge are being read. There are many of them. I just chose one because that's what somebody let me know. These are all people who are working on an energetic level to affect change, and it's working, and we cannot deny it any longer. And I urge all you light workers to come out of the shadows. Those of you that just have a hunch and your hunches are right, you are empathetic. They know that you are empathetic. They know you're an empath. And guess what they're doing? They're beaming negative energy into you. Because what are you doing? You ain't working with it. So let me use it for you. Let me just stick that straw in the top of your head and suck the life force out of you, because I can, and because you're ignorant. And that's all she wrote. And so it's this, I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to just step into a grave and then have this carbon, have it happen all over again. And I'm coming back here in this loop. Because if my cells are in a feedback loop, and then they say this is a loop, maybe we're in illusion. And then if we're going into another dimension, you know what? This loop, I'm ready to reprogram it. I want a different loop. I want a different feedback loop in my cells. One that is creating a loving environment filled with unspeakable beauty, moving us into a higher vibration where when you see me, I have a smile on my face, a genuine heart-based loving smile, sparkle in my eyes and joy in my heart to see you. And I say to you, can I get you something? What can I do for you? You need a hug. How can I love you? How can I help you? That's what the world I want to live in, and really mean it and not go back and try to scheme on you. I'm good. And that's why I stay in my home and behind closed doors. But you know what? That's foul and that's cowardly. I have something to give, and I want to give it with the most sincerity, the most compassion, the most love, and the most purity that I can give it with. And I know that I'm not perfect. The telomeres video was a disaster, but you know what? I did it. And I want to get into those telomeres. You know why? Because I want to be here. I want to watch my children grow up. I want to watch my grandchildren grow up. And I want you to watch yours. And maybe you know more information about telomeres than I do in the thymus. Then you know what? Write it in the comments. And if you're a doctor, if you're a person that works in this field, I would love to collaborate with you. You tell me exactly how this breaks down, and then I can do the meditation. Or how about you do the meditation? You listen to me and you do it for your patients. You know, it's simple as a video game like Pac-Man. Just sit down, ground your energy, pull your aura in, higher self above you. It's worth a shot. Astral body in whatever issue you have, you know, like Pac-Man, just eating away, waking up my melanin cells, you know, waking up anything in my body that is causing autoimmunity, eating away at it, eating away at that. Like, is it possible for us to do these things in real time and really transform our lives and transform? Like, it's just one tweak. Imagine going to work and instead of being upset or I don't like it here, just try to say, you know what? I'm going to go in here today and I'm going to smile and I'm going to just say hi to people. Just one tweak. Everybody that passes me, I'm going to say good morning. Well, maybe not morning. We should use a better word than good morning because we're not really morning. Good day. Hi, how are you? You know, like, I started that because I used to be so shy. People used to think I was a big, fat, snobby bee. And what I was inside was balled up in the fetal position, trying not to pass out. But I came across as a snobby bee. So be careful what you think of people. Because I was like, you could have taken a feather and I would have passed out. I was in such distress. But how do you articulate that? How do you put that? And then once you articulate it, who the fuck cares? Right? And then you're like, God, please help me. And God's like, well, you know, I don't speak English. You know, I don't know how to answer you. You know, it's a conundrum. So really going back to the basics is what it's all about. And the basics are, first and foremost, what do we know about the physical body? We know we need to learn about that. What do we know about the spirit? Now, my wheelhouse is the spiritual energy. And the other day, you know, I had to ho'oponopono because I had a flashback of me pacing in the commissary on the phone back and forth in some jacked up ass cowboy boots, trying to get a healing so that I could go back to work and not want to kill myself. Like, it was that serious. And I know that there are people out there that feel the same way, but yet and still you're hiding and you are basically killing yourself because you do not know what's going on. You don't know how to reach out there. You know that everyone else has their own problems, but where are the tools to utilize? And think about it, especially the tools of, like, for me, even as a person of melanated, for me, the church, I thank you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And that may be for a lot of people. And Jesus is very powerful energy, but that's not for me. That was very hard. I grew up in a religious community and that traumatized me. I mean, even going to Agape, which is like a bastion of love and joy and just positive energy, it took me months before I could even get into that. And so really having science and spirituality integrate with one another, because it's great, you know, that intangible energy and everything, but I need to see it, you know. And I understand people are like, well, Joelle, it takes work. This is my work. Duh. This is my work. This is what I do. I work with energy. But the only thing was, I wasn't working with it. I was just hiding. You call me up. Hey, we do it. But I think it's got to be bigger. It's bigger than me. I need to get out of my own way. I went from a person who couldn't have children to 2. I went from a person who hated myself, on the brink of suicide, to unalivement, to a person who wants to live and joyful. I went from a person who was in a job I hated, bad attitude, stinky, ugly, nasty person, to someone who is spreading love and joy and who loves herself and who wants to a total 180. I like to say 359, but people don't understand that, you know, because right on the other side, you have your back. We have our back to everything that we want most of the time. If we would just turn around, you know, or what should I call it? 01, I don't know. 0 point, sorry. 359 is the other way. So I was being stupid, but our back, 360, our back is to that 0 most of the time. And so let's pivot to the 0 point. All right. So feet flat on the floor, palms face up on the thighs. Breathing with the rhythm of the body. We call our higher self above us. We ground our energy. We pull our aura layer in to be 1.5 feet around us. 18 inches in the front and the back, to the right and to the left, to the top and to the bottom. And yes, a little bit of your aura layer may be into Mother Earth. Get this visual. Make it clear. Make it colorful. Open the feet. Pull in that 15% earth energy of a color that resonates. Let it pool in the feet and then start to travel up the side channels of the legs. As you pull in, those golden rose-shaped scrubbing bubbles blanketing the inside and the outside of the grounding cord. This feels so good, and you might as well just have them blanket the spine too. Ooh, like the spine is so important, and that is magic in and of itself. And I don't even think we pay attention to that. I know I didn't until it went bad on me. And it's like, look, I hold you up. You know, when I go bad, everything goes bad, homie. So why don't you start paying attention to me? So we're going to bring some love into that back. And we're going to watch that gold light as we open our crown, come down into the crown, saturate the brain. We're going to let it just run through prefrontal cortex. Hey, what's up? Chill out. Let's go into the center of the head, the pituitary, the pineal gland. Let's work with that. Let's make sure that gold light is in there, working away some of that calcification and opening up those channels to connect with the higher self and the divine, as that gold light is saturating and lighting up all the nerves of the spine, moving out any blockages. And if they happen to be ancestral or genetic, those too. Resolving and dissolving any history we may have and holding in the spine, any history that's negative especially. Run it back up to the DNA. This ain't right. This ain't not right. This autoimmunity, this bulging disc, this stenosis is all wrong. We need to get rid of it. Get it up out of there. We reprogram with a divine spine. We reprogram with strong immunity. And we also want to open up the channels of the spine. Restorative energy is in the golden sun above our head. And I bring that down and I let that also extend and expand throughout the spine and moving into those nerves, opening up those channels so that I can be present and I can feel, for real. And then getting in those hips, like feel those hips. And then let that stuff fill us up like, water fills up a cup. Because remember, the energy is coming up the side channels of the leg, and though they're pulling in the feet. So the middle of that leg, of you're hollowed out in a way. So let that energy move up, especially in those knees, that inflammation. What's up, cortisol? You need to chill. So let's bring some gold light into the thyroid, the parathyroid. Come on now, hypothalamus and pituitary. We need you to calm that cortisol down. And that DNA is replicating, that healthy, strong. The channels of my spine are opening. The stenosis is resolving and dissolving. Cancel, pull, delete, soul core genetics into creator's light. Gold sun above my head. All right, now, as this energy begins to pump through me, I see it filling up all of my organs, my reproductive organs. Hi, ladies. My colon, my stomach, my large intestines, my small intestines, all the way up. We come up, ribs, lungs, kidneys, gallbladder, spleen, all the good stuff in there that I missed. I love you too. Bring it up into the lungs, into the heart, into the aorta, the thymus, and all of the good stuff in there, all of the four ventricles. Let me just sit there for a minute and let me just love on you. I'm just bringing love into all these systems of my body, especially my lymphatic system. Okay, so let's just clean ourselves out, our spiritual and our body and our systems, and give it all that it needs, that earth energy, whatever you're lacking, see it going into those cells. Remember the power of your cells. Bring in, program them. Tell the mind, tell the brain, look, this what we doing. Know what you're doing, know who you are. This is who I am inside of these cells. Channel of light and blessings. Let me open up all parts and all channels and be vulnerable and be authentic, be truthful, be loving as it moves up so I can speak my truth, bifurcating, separating, going down into my hands, moving with loving creativity. Everything I touch grows. Everything I touch flourishes, becomes abundant. Moving loving energy through my hands into you. And that abundance is all over you. That love, that joy is all over you. And may that all go into your cells and program that light in the highest and best way as it moves up into the brain. You know what to do. You got it? Yes, I got it. All right, as that begins to sprout out of the feet, hands, and crown chakra, filling up my aura layer. What is it doing? It's cleaning out my aura layer, my personal energy, my triggers, moving out any patterns, any programs, any inconsistent patterns, any programs of fear, of doubt, of worry. Golden sun above my head in truth. Positive teaching, healing, negative teaching, healing, trauma teaching, healing for divine truth. Coming down and into my throat, extending and expanding out into my body and in my aura layer. Those pictures are popping out. Those experiences, those traumas, those past lives, blocks getting in the way. Those are the pictures. I put roses underneath them. I drain them. I fill them with gold light. And I store them in my memory bank. And I give those roses a push outside my aura into the big rose that sits outside my aura. I push it, blow it up, turn it into positive creative life force energy for anyone to use. Yes, I know. This is PhD level. This is clairvoyant training. So repetition is key. This is how we open up our intuition. This is how we manifest, align with our purpose, actively pray, and connect with the universe. As we open our heart, we send out love, and we see our toroidal field light up. Our aura layer is beautiful, clean, and clear. As our higher self sits above our aura layer at that power position, the toroidal field now is this beautiful grid of love that surrounds us. And it's just running rainbow colors of joy and amusement all around us, especially behind us, underneath us, above us, in front of us, and on the sides of us. As then Mother Earth says, hey, I see you, I love you too, thank you so much. I now know I can work with you because you are a loving being. So watch me unfold myself to you and teach you. And then she says, I have a gift. I am also connected to spirit. Boom, the switch turns on, the white light from the heavens comes down through Mother Earth, through the pyramid, through the toroidal field, through the higher self, the aura layer, down through the crown, through that gold light. That gold light is just like, woo, all those cells just moving throughout the body, healing, transmutive negative energy into positive as it moves down that spine, moves into that heart. And it just superpowered the love that you're sending out. Those emojis now have just gone crazy in your aura layer. It's just, you are just wallpapered. Love is your wallpaper. Love is inside and the outside of your aura layer. You're just strutting around, white light, love, goodness, magnetizing in positive energy, abundance, health, well-being, as you are connected to Mother Earth. Your chakras clean, clear, filled with gold light. Put 8 golden suns over your head. Boom, 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 boom. Bring them down. Grounding cord, first chakra, moving out fear, moving in safety. Second chakra, moving out guilt. What? Moving in creativity, sensuality, sexuality. Moving out the shame of the third. Ooh, nasty bugger. Shame of the third, shame. I'm putting some of that nasty, drecky shit into the roses outside my aura layer. The other ones I blew up. These new ones. As that sludgy, mucusy nastiness drains down the grounding cord as well, and that golden sun comes in, disintegrating the rest of it as it extends and expands. And some of that energy moves down the channel to 2 and 1 and down the grounding cord with that earth energy and that cosmic divine life force energy mix. So now, zoom, these chakras are ready to engage. As we move up into the heart and we sit there and we just breathe and we send out love. And then it just comes back to us, and it's coming back. See love. I mean, just turn all of the cells in your body heart-shaped in your aura layer, just everything, just your vibration and your frequency, if I were to put a microscope on it, is heart-shaped. all throughout. And it's just reverberating out into your environment. You know what I mean? It's like electricity off of you, just loving electricity. Just lighting up the toroidal field. Mother Earth, it's beautiful. You're just filled with loving electricity, but yet and still you're focused. And you can concentrate that in on you. Because when we feel that way sometimes, oh, let me hug you, let me love you, give them the space. This is for you. This is for you to feel loving and juicy and warm, and to go sex on and love on yourself. And I don't mean that physically, spiritually. As we speak our truth, we ask for what we want. We ask for the things that make our lives and the lives of others, our environment, better. As we move into the center of our head and we get clear about the work that we need to do, the work that I need to do, we need to do, the consistency we need to have, the resilience, the persistence, and the integration of right and left brain, masculine and feminine. Let's move out that excess masculine energy. Let's let the gold light move out that excess masculine energy. Too much logic and reason is a problem. We need to bring in more femininity, more love, more softness, more nurturing, more compassion for ourselves and our fellow man. As we then move to the crown of our head, and we just let our energy bask in the white light and the gold light combo. And just ask the Creator, you have any messages for me, any guidance? And most of the time, the Creator is like, I love you so much. Just be you. Just let me work with you. Just let me guide you. Just open up, be vulnerable, be authentic. And that's like the magic formula, is to be you, to be us, to be truly present in a pure loving state. So I'm gonna just let this energy run through my body, just through my spine, and my chakras are clean, these golden lights, 7 golden suns above my head. I'm just gonna bang them down into my aura layer, boom, 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 boom. And those golden rose-shaped scrubbing bubbles fall away into Mother Earth, turning into positive creative life force energy for anyone to use. Now more than ever, we give love out into the universe. And for those of you doing this meditation with me, I just want you to focus your energy on and your heart, and just see those emojis flood your city, flood your home, flood your neighborhood, and also beam loving light on these centers like Hollywood and Los Angeles and New York and Las Vegas and Miami and Paris and London, Berlin, Toronto, and let the truth be revealed. Let all of the negativity be cast out and back and bound up and wound up back where it belongs. And for the light to beam down on these centers of mastery and restore them to their greatness and truth. We want the truth of who we are, the truth of our world, and our power. Let us all remember, as we beam this light into and this love into our world. I'm going to close my feet, my hands, my crown chakras. Stop running energy, let it settle. The rest of me stays intact. The white light still through me. Everything in the highest and best way with grace and ease. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow.